the problem with the EFI3 fuse that kept blowing every time you put the key in the ignition turned out to be a section of the wire that feeds the oxygen sensor, the lower oxygen sensor on the passenger side, so this one. That wire somewhere under the intake manifold between there and there is shorted to ground. Right here is where I cut it. Get it brightened up here. So I cut the wire here, and I'm just gonna, I insulated it, and I'm gonna tuck that into the wire bundle, the harness, and then I just spliced a new wire in here. I soldered this joint and insulated it with heat shrink, and then that joins the bundle and provides power to the oxygen sensor. And then that wire, instead of going down under the intake manifold, that wire now just goes around back here. It'll be tucked up and tied down once it's done, but that's the route that it takes, and then it will end up coming down here and joining basically where that VSV connector there is. It'll join up in there and come into this harness and join. This will be a new soldered splice where these are all the connections that come out for that one wire for the EFI3 fuse. These other wires feed the manifold, air pressure, this other VSV up here, the idle speed down there, and then that oxygen sensor, so the lower one on passenger side, as well as I believe it's also the lower one, it's this one, the lower one on the driver's side as well, oxygen sensor. And I believe that's it here under the hood. It also, that same wire ends up feeding, so it's one of these wires in the splice here. Though that one also ends up going underneath and then joins a harness in there and goes in to feed the switching valve on the canister, the charcoal canister underneath the vehicle. So that's where the new wire routes, and if there's ever a problem again, it is possible. So here's the other end of the wire that I'm bypassing. So the break, the short to ground, is between this point, and this goes down in there and then goes under the intake manifold, and that point where it comes out, and I cut it. So that's the bad section of wire. If there's ever a problem again on a circuit that runs through that part of the harness, then it's very likely that it's in that same location, because that spot that rubbed through may keep rubbing, and so it may connect with something else. So if there's ever a problem again with a circuit that feeds through there, likely that's the problem. So it would be pulling the intake manifold to get in and take that harness apart and find the problem and fix it.